Tao has complete grips on power, and he doesn't have to sort of posture so much on the heart and protect his hard right wing, which he seems to be doing right now so much, that there's going to be a unique window of opportunity for the Tibetan cause between, say, October of 07 and summer of 08. And then after that, it'll again be a different... Now, I'm wondering what you think of those concepts, and just how much do you think that what happens in Beijing has to do with the whole Tibetan struggle? I mean, is that something that you spend a lot of time thinking about, or would you rather really think about Rangzhen and just forget what's going on in Beijing? Or do you think in a strategic way, you know, what do you make of those things? I'd be curious if you could address this in English. I'd really appreciate it.
Right. Since the question came in English, I answer in that very language. Well, in a larger picture of the freedom struggle, we would actually like to also include the many changes that are happening in China, especially the changes that are happening within China. And for us, it's very important to watch that. And the changes that are happening within China for us is an opportunity to gain support from within China. We know that there are a lot of people who think of the idea of a free China, you know, basically right expression, press freedom, and also labor rights. You know, it's illegal to have labor unions in China today, and labor union, I think, if it at all happens in China, is going to be, I think, the biggest change ever that's going to happen in China. These are the things I think a lot of Chinese are actually desiring to have as soon as possible in China. So with the change of leadership, many of these scenarios may see a change. Now, in the freedom struggle, yes, for strategic reasons, we might actually like to keep these things in mind, and it is important for us from outside. Though, from their side, whether Hu Jintao lives on or not, from their side, what is not going to change is their stand that Tibet has always been a part of China, and this is because that is actually a part of the larger construction of People's Republic of China, and this is something that they will never change unless there is mass public movement which shatters the artificially created People's Republic of China, you know, the motherland and the structure of the motherland and the four minorities, you know. So unless that public mass movement happens, I don't think the basic structure will change. So therefore, I have very little hope that due to change of leadership from China, there would be any change, substantial change in Tibet. So I don't really see any change happening in Tibet or towards Tibet from China's side. Even if it happens, very superficial changes. What Deng Xiaoping did with the opening up of Tibet in 1980s, allowing exiled Tibetans to come in, I think that was a major change. And I think Deng Xiaoping was, you know, particularly advantaged at that time, being the father at the time. And I don't think today any of the leaders, whether it's Hu Jintao or Wen Jiabao, and even the succeeding leaders, they would have anything, they would ever enjoy that kind of, you know, overwhelming presence. I think the leaders' presence are increasingly, you know, becoming smaller, and the fight for supremacy is increasingly becoming more and more. It's becoming hugely politicized now. So therefore, I don't really see much changes happening towards their policies of Tibet. Now, for us, strategically, if we really want to align with the people who are fighting for freedom within China, yes, for strategic reasons, we want to work with them. And therefore, Olympics, I think it's a huge battlefield. For China, it's a place where they want to show their power. They want to say, we are the superpower. And therefore, we have invited the world in Beijing, in Shanghai. And we are absolutely certain about our position and our power. And most importantly, their control of all the 4 occupied countries. So I think what they will actually do is parade the minorities in their most colorful dress. And that, I think, will cause the biggest hurt to us directly. And we will not allow that. So I think the Olympic Stadium is going to be a battlefield of the resistant powers from Tibet, Manchuria, Mongolia, and all the democracy activists in China, and the supreme power of Hu Jintao, or if he lives on. So I think it's going to be like that. And part of the answer for your question, yes, for us, it is important to look at the changes happening in China. But most importantly, all the things that I've been saying up to now in Tibetan, in a summary, I was saying that we have to do our work. And our work is and can be done only by Tibetans. And we do not place any hope that United States, United Nations, European Union, or anybody will champion our cause. And we have to fight our struggle. So therefore, for me, the strength of the struggle is our unity, our thinking power, our direct action.
Excuse me if some of this was already answered in Tibetan, but I do have a couple questions for you. First of all, I'm curious if you would be supportive of an independent Tibet that only encompasses the current Tibetan autonomous region. Second of all, I was wondering if you could advise us a little bit more about how we could become more creative in Tibet's freedom struggle, just in general. And also how we could create more unity between Tibetans and Tibet support groups worldwide to be more effective for the cause of Tibet, especially in regards to the Olympics. Thanks.
In the first question, you asked me whether I support Tibet Autonomous Region. Did you mean the TAR?